Good day, welcome to the Dialogue Podcast. My name is Tony, and for the first time, I'm going to be doing an album review. And the album that we're going to be reviewing today is Cassper Nyovest in a minute now. It came out on Friday. So, yeah, let's get into it. Thank you. Um, First and foremost, I've look uh, on the run up to the album. I think beginning of the year or early parts of the year, Cassper released um, two tracks. I think one of them, Amatimoni, which was during lockdown, and another one which was good for that. And right before, I think about 2 or 3 weeks before the launch of the album, he released Bonkosi. Um, just before we get into the album, I want to talk about those three songs. The first song, good for that. It's just a party song. Nothing too serious about it. Um, I don't really, yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. I'm sure his fans are gonna enjoy it. But for me, it was okay. The second one, which was Amatimoni. For me, it was a great disappointment, and I'll probably touch on when we do talk about the album. But it's like a copy and paste of Pop Smoke, just about everything, man. The flow, the beats, and everything like that. So I was really disappointed. I won't say I'm a rap purist, but there wasn't a lot of creativity to that. A lot of people enjoyed it again, the Casper fans, but for me, it was a real disappointment. Especially when I think last year he was featured on Big Zulu, um, on the song "I'm a Million," which was a great song. I think one of the best songs from last year. And I thought what the way he rapped there, I thought we're gonna get a different Casper going forward. But there was a little bit of regression, I might say. So for me, those two tracks were a disappointment. The last one before the album was Bonkosi with Zola Seven, the legendary Zola Seven. Um, that one, I was looking forward to it. Unfortunately, none of them rapped on that. All of them, both of them, they actually sang, and at the end, they had a choir coming in, and again another disappointment because that song, if you listen to Zola's um, music, especially at a later stage of his career, you know that song is Zola. That's a Zola type of song. And again, you know, I didn't recognize Casper in that, and yeah, it's a song again. Some people liked it, but for me, it didn't move the dial forward. Okay, so the album, which was promoted, I think for 2 months before it dropped. I think when Caspar actually really revealed that he's expecting, and he dropped the album cover. He's expecting a kid, and he drops an album cover. With the same, excuse me, with the same at the same time, for his upcoming album. So you can imagine that the hype around it, and everyone was excited. So the album starts off with Zola again, sort of like singing by himself. So I'm not gonna go into that. It's for me, it's a non-starter. Um, what does what does stand out for me for this album is that it seems like uh, I don't know. It seems like Casper got caught up between being a good guy and 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 getting some stuff out of his chest that he needed. I think there's a song that's actually captured, the public's eye, which was "To Whom It May Concern," and that song. Look, I'm a big fan of wordplay. I'm a big fan of similes, metaphors. Painting a picture, and that song, it reminded me of "Dust to Dust," where it's just somebody who's just talking over a beat and he's just saying what he needs to say, and it got traction because I think the person that was being spoken about on the track actually started tweeting and responding to the track. Um, so it got traction that it's sort of like controversial, but for me again, it's it's just somebody who's saying something. I don't know, the artistic side of things. I wasn't too you know blown away. Look, before I carry on again, the beats on this album, the beats are top. The beats are good. Um, so the production side of things, they got it. All right. Um, so as I'm saying, it seems like it's a man caught up with a lot of things, and it's on one hand, you're talking about, your kid, and I think in some way, you position this album to be about the big events, and then one of the first few songs, you already rasping and complaining about another nigga, so it's okay, all right, it's kind of odd for me. So I love the features on the album. The features were quite good. I didn't really get the Anthony Hamilton feature. I'm not sure. I didn't get it. I didn't get the song either. So, but anyway, the features, the ones that stand out for me were with Bass and Cape Town, youngster from the Caps, yeah, youngster CPT. So that song was actually quite good. I enjoyed that song um, from those two artists. And again, Casper's pen game wasn't that good. The piece was good. And what stuck out for me there, just to be more specific, when I say Casper, look, that song was more of about black talking about what the challenges that black people are facing, especially now. And and the other two guys, they hit the nail on the head, in terms of what they're talking about. And uh, I just want to quote one of the lines here. Um, he Caspar raps, you'll be killing us, killing me for 400 years, and now I'm killing the mic. I'm like, this is a serious topic, dog. Like, okay, death, killing the mic. So I was like, that's a little bit light, So other song that I enjoyed was "How Does It Feel." It's quite a nice, slow track, which I think came out well. Indota, Aikali. That was also a good track, but I mean, one of the opening lines was that people don't like you. Well, one of the opening themes of the album, was about three songs that talk about people don't like you and they're gonna miss you when you're gone, and it's confusing because like you one of the most supported acts, hip hop heads in South Africa, so you're filling out stadiums left and right. You are well supported online. You're well supported. You're selling out merch, um, you know, everywhere. So I'm not sure if what do you mean by people are gonna miss you when you're gone, and that people don't like you. It's I don't know. Maybe you talk about your industry peers, but in general sense, I think in the um, hip hop game, I think you probably one of the most liked, and that says catapulted you to be a big artist. So it's it's kind of weird when you talk about that. Maybe there's something else that we're not aware of. So, um, well, maybe we'll hear something about it. And another thing which just stood out for me, there's tracks like Egyptian Cotton. It there's a few tracks where you can clearly see, right, that it wasn't even inspiration. It's like sort of like copy and paste of another artist. You know, there's a track like Egyptian Cotton. You can feel it. It's even the subject matter there. It's rose. You know, Rick Ross, and you're like, okay, okay, uh, and then on another track um, you hear like Roddy Rich. I think Sesfigile. It's like a Roddy Rich, sort of flow and beats and everything like that. And then, of course, on Amatimon, you've got Pop Smoke, and there's another track with Pop Smoke as well. Sort of. So I think my biggest disappointment is that at the end of the day, look, this guy is the biggest, and he's meant to be charting the way, well, assisting and charting the way of hip hop in SA. But if you like copy and pasting American, it's becomes very difficult, and tough, to actually really really appreciate the album. Um, the topics, that are shared, it's mostly, the usual about, I've got money and I can get the girls, and I've come. This was my come up. I mean, it's your fifth season, and you're still talking about your come up. So look, it might seem like I am going on and on about, the falls, but it's with great power comes great responsibility. The guy is a big artist. He's probably the biggest hip hop artist in SA, and with the hype that was created behind this album, with the rollout that they had, um, even on the day, on Friday, I seriously expected more. I seriously expected more. But I must concede that this is par for the course for Cassper, and I think his fans are gonna enjoy it. I think you can see from the reaction on social media that the fans really, really, well, say they enjoy the music. But I expected more. So my standard tracks that maybe I can go back and listen to is the one with the youngster and Bass. I like that. Oh yes, I liked Nadia Nakai as well. I think what track she was on Hypnotize. All right, I like that track. Even though again Nadia Nakai sounded like Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, I've got a problem with that. But anyway, that track I like that. Um, when it brought out his boys at the end, with Double HP and all of those guys, I thought this sort of like that Motwako vibe. I thought that was nice. Um, but all in all, it's an okay album. The beats is okay. The beats are good actually. Sorry about that. The beats are good. I've never expected Casper to be a phenomenal rapper and storyteller and word plays and all of that. So we didn't get that here. Um, he's said a lot of things which he's unhappy with, um, and of course I think he also dedicates. I think it's a sort of like an interlude. Dedicates interlude to his baby mom and thanking her and all of that stuff. So all in all, it's a good album. Casper fans are gonna enjoy it. I'm not really sure if it shows growth. I'm not really sure if it's an album that is gonna leave an imprint on South African hip hop. And yeah, that's my feedback. I mean, if people dispute, you can go down in the comments. We can discuss it. So for me, I'll probably give it about five and a half. Five and a half, in terms of the whole album, and yeah, but it's up for debate, I guess. Yeah. Cheers.